So what does a vegan baker do when she finally, for the first time in forever, gets to step away from her business and go on a much needed vacation? Well, if that baker is me, you reach out to a vegan baker at your vacation destination and ask to get together to talk everything from recipes to the vegan scene, while eating delicious vegan treats, of course. In last week's video, I showed everything that I ate while I was in Montreal, and today I'm sharing my entire chat with that vegan baker because I may have been sharing my advice in this channel for a couple of years now, but she has some to offer too.
Is it Sophie Sucree? Because my French is absolutely awful. Okay.
Sophie Sucree.
Okay. And it's a completely vegan bakery, and I wanted to show it to you guys because everything looked amazing on your Instagram.
You're so sweet.
I was drooling over the Instagram. And I just knew I had to check it out. But you guys are closed this week because you guys are going for some renovations.
Yes.
By the time you guys see this, it will be reopened. So we don't get to see inside. But Milene was nice enough to bake us some amazing vegan treats so we can try it out. And I could show it to you guys. So you've been vegan for about 9 years. And everything that you make is 100% vegan.
Yes, and we make it all in-house.
Everything is in-house. So you're just living that baker life that I know very well. Long hours. So what is the best seller from the bakery?
Oh my goodness. Well, unfortunately, because we're closed, I couldn't prepare some of our puff pastries and croissants. That is what we're known for.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a victory to be able to make vegan puff pastry and croissant. I'm so happy.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, when I started making them, I was like, it needs to taste as good as the ones from Paris.
Right.
And if it doesn't, then there's no point.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of bad vegan croissants out there.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, it needs to taste just as good. So when I got that, I was like, and then I have people that have tasted them in Paris. Oh my God, like, finally. So it feels really good. I'm sure you can relate to that. So like to get that moment with people where they get to taste something that they missed.
And they can't tell the difference.
Exactly, yeah. So we can't have that, unfortunately, but what do we have here?
But so we were able to get some of our most popular products. The banana bread is one of our top sellers. People love it. The cupcake is something that we're pretty proud of. We make our own icing with coconut oil and cocoa butter.
Okay.
And the scones are definitely really, really popular.
It was amazing. Okay, and then what is this? Brownie?
That's a brownie. It's also gluten sensitive, so that's not made with wheat flour, which is nice to have some options. But
yeah,
our focus is that it's vegan.
Yeah, sometimes it happens that it's like a happy accident.
Exactly.
My brownies do. We have a lot in common. My brownies are accidentally gluten-free too.
Yeah.
Because I tried to make brownies for 10 years vegan. Because like the real brownies have like 6 eggs in the recipe. And I ate a lot of bad brownies. And then finally the one recipe that worked had almond flour in it. And I was like, well, that's a nice surprise. And then we have the cupcake. And you said the frosting is made with?
So we make our own mix of coconut oil and cocoa butter.
Okay.
And then we add a syrup to that.
Nice. Okay. I never tried using cocoa butter in the frosting.
So the reason I did that is because I found the coconut on its own melts at a much lower temperature than butter would, and it's a bit hard to serve a cake that way. So,
right.
The cocoa butter just sort of brings the melting point back to that of dairy butter.
Oh, nice.
So more similar.
Yeah, that's so good to know. Oh my goodness. Love a good moist cake. When I first went vegan, it was just dry cake was the only option.
Right.
So
and like healthy. Yeah.
Don't get me started with the healthy.
Same.
I can't. Yeah. Yesterday we went to a coffee shop and they had a vegan cookie and I was like, this tastes healthy. And it's like, it's just what it is, and that's okay. But you know what you're getting yourself into.
It doesn't make you like want to go vegan.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my whole thing, and that's why I got started because I was working for a nonprofit, an animal nonprofit, and I was like, if I can get non-vegans to eat vegan just because it tastes good, that's a different kind of activism, and that seems like the exact same thing that you're doing here.
We are here for the vegan community, of course. They've supported us since we first opened, and we're so happy to supply them. But even more than that, if I can make sure that someone doesn't eat a croissant with butter and has one of ours instead, that's every little bit helps.
And I also think that it's like they will have something delicious next time they're offered vegan food. They're not going to be like, oh no, that's bad. Like they're like, no, I actually tasted something that was great. Let me try this again. It just opens them up to that. We're a gateway drug.
No, completely. And I say this to our staff a lot too. We take that responsibility really seriously. When someone is trying our things for the first time, it might also be the first time they're trying something vegan. And if they don't like it, it's not just our place they won't come back to. They'll be sort of turned off to vegan food in general.
Exactly.
And it's a big responsibility to
For
try and,
sure.
like, you know, win them over.
Exactly. So when did you start baking vegan?
I guess about a year or two before opening the store, maybe a bit more than that, but a few years before opening the store, I was already a professional baker, but I didn't have a store, I was just making things on order. And my sister was going vegan at that time, so I started making more recipes that she could have as well, and the more I educated myself, the more I realized I need to be vegan, and that my work needs to be in line with my values, and so we just revamped all the recipes and made vegan versions of our classics.
Very nice.
Wanted to open the store then.
Yeah. So you were a trained baker, regular baker, and then you transitioned to being vegan. So what advice would you give to people that are just starting to bake vegan?
Such a good question. Just to not be afraid, to try things. Take the recipes you know and ask yourselves what the ingredients do. And just use something else instead that does something similar, because you'll be surprised at what you can make.
We are like the same person. That's what I always tell people too. I'm like, don't ask what. Like people are always like, what do I use instead of an egg? I'm like, ask why. Why is
What
that
does the
egg
egg
there?
do?
Yeah, exactly. You have to not be afraid that it's like, this might turn out or not. But
Right.
if it doesn't,
Of
now you
course.
learn what doesn't work. And
I've
now
made a lot of bad things, but it's what brought me to the good ones.
Exactly. Like now you know this doesn't work. Take notes. I always take notes because future me has no idea what happened.
Right.
Like I will forget completely. Take notes, and I always say like approach it like a scientist. Like take notes and observe and see what's happening, so you can try again, and eventually you get there.
Yeah.
It just takes a little bit of practice, like everything.
Completely.
But it's never the answer people want to hear. They're like, but
They want.
seriously, can I just use applesauce instead of an egg?
No, that's okay. We'll do the testing for them.
Exactly. Yeah. Favorite vegan place in Montreal? You
Other
can say
than
your
my
own.
own?
Yeah, you can say your own.
Sushi Momo.
Okay, I have to say this. So far, like, as a baker, this is my top spot. Favorite dessert of all time?
Chocolate eclair, and I have not eaten a vegan one ever. So I have not had a chocolate eclair in over 10 years.
We are the same person. This is ridiculous. That is totally me too. I'm like, a vegan eclair would be, but the shoe is really hard.
Challenge.
We'll figure
One
this
day.
out together.
Yeah.
There's hope. We'll figure this out. The best way to eat a croissant. See, I said it better this time. The best way to eat it, do you dunk it in the coffee or no?
No.
No,
Big
right?
bite, sip of coffee, and each end before even getting to the middle.
Ooh. Okay, I do the pulling apart, like each piece.
Also, if you're gonna put jam in there,
Yeah. Cookies, crispy or soft?
it has to be crispy outside, soft inside.
Seriously. This is freaking me out now. Banana bread with nuts or chocolate?
Both.
Ooh, I like the way you think. I would go just chocolate if I'm just plain or chocolate.
If I have to pick, chocolate.
Best advice that somebody gave you when you just went vegan? For me is that you don't have to be perfect. It's okay to slip up when you're just getting started. It doesn't have to be perfect. Being vegan part-time is better than not at all, and it's
I
a
would agree with
process.
that. Having that acceptance made it all feel much more easy to take on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what turns people off from trying it in the first place a lot. So.
And that was my chat with Milene from Sophie Sucree. If you're ever in Montreal, do yourself a favor and check them out. I put all the links to them in the description below. And if you want to see all the delicious vegan food that I ate while I was in Montreal, including these vegan baked goods, make sure you check out this video next.